question these things. We have to see things that we can verify from a scientific perspective, something that can be verified scientifically. So, and neither one of those can be verified scientifically. There's no way that we can look into our mind or into our bank of scientific knowledge and find anything that would help us to grasp realistically the existence of the Supreme Being as the scripture, a literal interpretation of the scripture, put that existence as the word, as words that we use to speak to one another, and then using that word and creating man from the dust of the ground, that existing as that word. We have to look into it a little deeper today, if we really want to be satisfied. Our intelligence just will not let us rest with that. So then we go to the Bible and we try to understand these scriptures relating to or describing the existence of the creative power of the Supreme Being from a scientific perspective. And in order to do that, we have to just know a little bit about science, a little. So now, for instance, if God existed in the Word, we have to realize a concept in science that may be able to let us see God in a different light. For instance, we know that positive and negative charges are fundamental to the manifestation of all flesh that exists on the body, of all matter. See, positive and negative charges are fundamental to building atoms, and atoms are fundamental to all matter. You see, and matter and all life forms were made up from matter. So we see that positive and negative charges have an important role in the manifestation of matter on Earth. And matter and all life forms are formed from matter. So there's the point that we can start from right there. Okay, but what are these positive and negative charges? How do that relate to God from a scientific perspective? Keeping in mind what we know about what the scriptures say about God. Okay, we know that the scriptures say in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. So we come back to that. It will explain itself, I said. Okay, well, looking from a scientific perspective, in the beginning, all science can do is go back to the most popular theory regarding the creation of the universe, which is the Big Bang theory. And the Big Bang theory declares that well, it's evident, the scientists know it, that coming out of the Big Bang was two fundamental forces, two infinitesimal fundamental forces, just two. Positive and negative charges. And they realized about over a period of time these positive and negative charges interact with one another and begin to form bits of matter, which led into the subatomic particles that eventually led into the creation of the atom. Nevertheless, you had an interaction going on between positive and negative charges because the atom be created. And of course, you got positive and negative charges that's instrumental in the bonding process that cause atoms to get together to form molecules. And if we're going up the ladder and creating the human body, we know that these molecules, a certain set of molecules, what they call the DNA molecule, it produces a protein. And out of those proteins, it produces protein, and it uses those proteins to create all the organs that is part of the makeup of a human body. But in each one of those processes, even in building of the molecules, you got to have a certain arrangement of positive and negative charges. And even with the DNA building, manufacturing the protein necessary for the building of the different organs that make up the body, you still have to have a bonding process going on between positive and negative charges. You see, so what is this? Scientists say they know that there were two fundamental forces that came out of the Big Bang, positive and negative charges. But there's one more force that I don't think science have really given much consideration, and I don't think the church has either. But nevertheless, it's an authentic force